Hello, thank you for joining me here in beautiful North Devon. My name's David Charles, International Psychic Medium. Today I'm doing a reading for you entitled, What are his true intentions? What are her intentions? Pick a card reading, there's four. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 4 to choose from. You can use your intuition, your psychic gifts, phone a friend if you're in the UK. Pick one of these, you can pause the video and make a decision. You may like the crystals, but it's 1, 2, 3 or 4. You can choose 2 or 3 of them. You can have all of them if you want, but choose one and we'll get started. No credits, no theme tunes, straight on with it. So let's put 2, 3 and 4 at the top there. And we'll start with number 1. And this question is, what are his intentions? Would you like to know? So we're going to do the reading straight away and then follow that with some oracle cards to check to see if they agree with what I've told you. Then I'm going to give you some lucky numbers, magic numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides about an hour ago. These numbers could help you with lotteries, casinos, horse racing, anything to do with gambling. I've got to say, I always say, please gamble safely, responsibly, but don't go away without your lucky numbers. I change them every reading, and today they're all brand new. And then I'm going to do the viewers' questions. Some people down below, if you want to ask me a question. These are from my last reading. So if you ask me a question, stick around and I'm going to try and answer it for you at the end of these readings. So we'll start with number 1 and let's have a look what we've got here. First of all, I'm going to tell you the negatives. Number 1, so we get them out of the way first. Then we do the positives, all the lovely juicy surprises and the lovey-dovey stuff, we hope. But let's get the negatives out of the way first. Negatives here indicate that your love life, if it's a love life we're looking at, is going through what I would call a time when you're making it worse than it should be, some of you. This won't resonate with all of you, so choose what does and ignore what doesn't, or pick a different stack. You can have more than one, as I said. For the moment, I'm seeing that your love life in the coming weeks and months may be a bit hard work, or it may have been recently, but that's about to change, so I'll tell you the positives at the end. There are indications of negativity from one of you. So one of you may be pessimistic at times. Maybe one of you has negative habits that you could do with getting rid of. Maybe both of you do if it's a love thing. But it can be that you're being negative towards each other. And really, I suppose the advice is you need to be more positive. It's not a negative reading, but I'm telling you the negatives first. And I'm struggling to see negatives because it's such a lovely reading for most of you. I'm picking up somebody, this is not negative, but I'm picking up an older man. Could be a lady, depends, but I think it's a man for most of you. A man who is almost like a father or grandfather figure for you. It may be someone that you get advice from, could be one of the neighbours or someone at work. It's a person that's been around a while, he knows what's going on in this world. It's calm and peaceful, like your granddad sort of thing. Not necessarily is your granddad, but it's like that sort of thing, or an old father figure. He's someone maybe giving advice to you. It could be the man we're looking at, if you're looking at someone a bit mature in his years. But this man is a good chap, and he is someone you can turn to, someone who's kind and loving and knows what's going on, a bit like a wise old owl. If he's giving you advice, number 1, listen to it. As I said, for some of you it could be a lady that's similar, like a mother figure or a grandma figure. So, as I mentioned earlier, we're doing the viewers' questions at the end. If you have questions for me about your own private stuff, stick them down below, or you can email me on my website, which is davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can book me on there for a reading from anywhere in the world. If I'm not free, one of my team that work for me will help you, and they're the best because I only employ the elite. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. So I can't really see many negatives in this reading. So let me tell you some positives. As with lots of readings, there is a pregnancy in this one. I know it's something I always say, but it always comes up. I think a lot of people watch readings like this because they're looking to see if they're going to be pregnant or if they're going to be catching. Now, it may not be you, number 1. It could be your friend or your sister or someone you know. But there is a pregnancy in the reading. Now, you are also highly fertile. Fertility doesn't just mean babies, as I always say. Fertility means things taking off, growth, New romances sometimes. Are we looking at this man as a new romance? Is it someone you fancy? He or she, could be a woman. Fertility means growth, expansion. If you went for a new job interview, you'd probably be the one that got offered the post. If you're looking for a new job within the company you're with now, it's a good time to do it. It means that everything you try at the moment is going to grow. So if you are trying for a baby, some of you, it's a great time for doing it, especially the next 10 or 12 weeks. I could see that the person we're looking at, his intentions are honourable. Let's get that straight away. I don't think there's anything dodgy going on. I don't think there's any deceit going on that I can pick up for most of you anyway. There will be some exceptions. But this person may have negative attitudes, as I said, and he may be, when you ask him about things like serious commitment, he may be a bit negative about it. And he may be that it's not real, it may be just the feeling you get from him that is negative. He never comes up with anything positive. As I said, it could be you I'm picking up. However, on a separate subject, there's money coming your way. It could be linked to this man. Maybe he's going to give you a gift. Maybe your birthday's popping up soon. As I said, I didn't say, but this is a timeless reading. Doesn't matter when you find this reading. You can find it today or 10 years from now. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. So if you found this reading today and you chose these cards from, really, there's hundreds here, there will be meanings in here for you somewhere, number one. And I believe there's money coming your way. I believe there's spirituality around you. So if you've got psychic ability, you're going to enter a bit of a high point, which comes up a lot in these readings. I believe that it's either you or a friend of yours, peaceful, calm, tranquil. But when you're riled, you can be the opposite. But most of the time, you're a lady or a chap that likes the coast. I think a lot of you are ladies. I think you like the sea, the water, not necessarily getting in the sea, but I think you like to be near the coast whenever you can, and it's very good for you. I believe that some of you may live by the coast or by a lake or something, maybe water of some kind. Some of you will be water signs as well, not all of you, of course. I believe that you're a very elegant person, and a lot of you, I'm picking up beauty. So is that you, number one? It could be beauty that's coming from within, not just physical beauty. I believe that some of you are starting out on a brand new romance, and the message is here quite clear. If you're starting a brand new romance, tidy up any old ones first. So don't hurt anyone or you're going to get some karma. And it's not easy to pack up a romance without somebody getting hurt. But that's what you got to do if you can. Get rid of negatives. If you're knocking around with negative people, try not to. If you're mixing with family members that are always negative or pessimistic, don't let them bring you down, because they can bring you down and make you feel negative as well. This is a positive reading. Remember that. It's important. As I said, if you want a reading with me on the phone, go to davidcharlespsychic.com. If you can't get me, one of my team will help you. But you may be expecting a baby soon, some of you. Some of you may be already pregnant. Tell me down below. I'd love to know if you are. Love to hear your comments. I answer all of my comments, every single one of them. The nicest thing about this reading is peace, tranquility are surrounding you when it comes to this man. I believe the man is honourable. His intentions are good. That's the name of the reading. What are his intentions? Or her. It could be a lady, of course. You may be a bloke and we're looking at a lady. A chap, we call them here. In America, you call them guys, I think. Anyway, in the UK, we tend to call them men or blokes or something. The nice thing about this reading, number one, is that your luck is about to change. I think you've had some rough luck recently, some bad luck. And I think you're a bit fed up with it, and I believe that your luck is about to change, as depicted by the Major Arcana card, the Wheel of Fortune, and it's the right way up as well. Upside down, it can have a different meaning, but it's linked to fertility, growth, new jobs, new romances, perhaps, but good luck is predicted. And I always say with these readings, if good luck is predicted, it will come to you in the form of offers, opportunities, and maybe the lucky numbers I'm going to give you. So stick around for those. But it means if good luck is presenting itself, don't miss it, for goodness sake. Keep your eyes open, because something's going to happen. And you'll know what it is. Something's going to change your luck like that. So watch out for good fortune. Take down the numbers I'm going to give you in a minute, because these 6 lucky numbers could change your life forever. You could hit the jackpot. Tell me down below if you do. So let's take a look at some oracle cards. We do 4 oracle cards and see if they back up what I've just been picking up, because we read these. That means glasses. So should memorize them really. This one's an air card. It's been shuffled up. A circle of clouds for you there. Photoshop maybe, but something like that. This one says to you, number 1, what you're feeling isn't fear, it's excitement. Embrace it. So you may be feeling anxious about this man, about his intentions, or this lady, but what you're feeling isn't fear, it's excitement. That's what this card is saying to you. This is coming from spirit. Although they're printed, it's still the way they're working out. What you're feeling isn't fear, it's excitement. Embrace it. Enjoy it. Remember, think positive. This is a positive reading, number 1, and not all like this, so I'm glad it is. I love it when they come together, as they said in the A-Team, was it? I love it when a plan comes together. So embrace it. Be excited. You're allowed to be excited. You're allowed to look forward to the future. You've had some bad luck recently. I know you have, and that's going to change. You heard it here first. David Charles Psychic, the UK's top psychic. This one is a fire card, and the most modest, by the way. This is, fire. I'm not sure. It looks like some embers glowing in the fireplace, or on maybe outside a camping tent or something. This one says to you, harness your creativity, excitement and enthusiasm, and great things will happen. Yet again, so positive. Some readings I do would frighten the life out of you, but this one is so positive, really. Let me tell you that again. Harness your creativity, excitement and enthusiasm, and great things will happen. This reading's telling me that something really good is coming your way, number 1, for most of you. Something really good. You may already know. You may be flabbergasted because you've had such bad luck recently, but it's going to change. Remember, think lucky and you'll be lucky. This one's a fire card. Again, another fire. This one, I think, mentioning the beach. It looks like it's on the beach. Maybe a late night beach party. How lovely. I always think of the Beach Boys when I see this card. Happy music, the Beach Boys. Love it. You're incorrect. Anyway, you're connected to source. I'll get it right in a minute. The light that shines through you leads the way. Remember I said you have beauty inside, inner beauty. The light that shines from you leads the way. Excuse me. So you're connected to source. You're connected to spirit. As I mentioned earlier, you're going through a spiritual time soon. And the light that shines through you leads the way, number 1. You should be very proud. And very lucky as well, actually. One more. It's a water card this time. Good photography again there, a bit of the ocean there. This one's saying, open your heart and mind to those around you. So, they're not all negative around you, obviously. Open your heart and mind to the people around you. I think this reading is predicting some fantastic, excuse me, losing my voice today, some fantastic luck for you. Now, I'm going to give you some lucky numbers. You might want a pen, but you can always pause the video. These numbers may be familiar. They could be your birthdays, your places you've lived at, car number plates, and these numbers could change your life. You could hit the jackpot. As I keep repeating, if you're going to gamble with these numbers, do it responsibly. Don't get us both into trouble. Your numbers, number 1, are 11, 13, 28, 31, 40 and 41. These numbers could change your life. Don't have to use all 6. You can use a couple of them if you're backing a horse or something. You don't need to use all 6, but you can if you want. I'll give you one more time. 11, 13, 28, 31, 40 and 41. Do they ring any bells for you? Wedding anniversaries, birthdays, divorce days. They may be important. You may think, goodness me, that's unusual. But these numbers may mean nothing, but they could mean something soon. So please write them down. It's been so lovely talking to you. Please subscribe to my channel. If you want to ask me any questions for next time, put them down below and I'll answer them if I don't get too many. Live on here, well, live when I tape it anyway. If you want to ask me any questions about your love life, financial, put them down below and I'll answer them next time. And I'll mention your name if you want me to, or I'll keep it secret if you don't. What else have I got to tell you? Please subscribe, click the like button for me if you like this, and tell your friends about me on Facebook and all that lot, Twitter. And it's been so lovely talking to you from here, near the sea in North Devon, getting dark now in the UK. And remember my motto, number one, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And of course, I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 2, this one is for you. It's called, What Are His Intentions? What are her intentions? Man or chap, man or lady, I mean. What are his or her intentions? What are they really thinking? What do they intend to do? Now then, as I mentioned, this is a timeless reading. Means you can find it today or 10 years from today. It makes no difference. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. If you found this reading today, number 2, and chose it from these hundreds of cards, really, then there will be messages in here for you somewhere. And I'd like to say thank you to all my subscribers, my family of community. If you'd like to subscribe and be part of our little family, please do so down below. If you want to ask me any questions for next time, down below, and I'll answer them in the next reading, as I've got some to do today. This is a timeless reading, pick a card reading. As I said, you can find it, and you'll find it when you're meant to. You can find it next year, you can find it today. But you found this when you're meant to find it. And I'm going to tell you the negatives first, get them out of the way, then we do all the lovely stuff at the end, all the nice surprises. Then we do some oracle cards and see if they back up what I've told you. And then I'm going to give you some lucky numbers. These magic lucky numbers were chosen by me with my spirit guides about an hour before we started filming today. So don't go away without your lucky numbers. They could change your life forever. You could hit the jackpot. As I always say, if you're gambling with my lucky numbers, do it responsibly. Don't go mad. You won't need to gamble much because they're lucky numbers, not unlucky numbers. Let me tell you the negatives first, number 2. You're reading, as far as this man goes, his intentions are honourable, but he is surrounded by temptation. Does he work with ladies, I wonder? Does he mix with ladies in his job? It could be the other way around. It could be a lady we're looking at. Who does she maybe get tempted by some of the men she works with, or something similar, or the golf club, or somewhere, or down the pub, or the gym. But temptation surrounds this person, and of course that can mean, number 2, that temptation is coming your way too, as depicted by the Major Arcana Devil card. Some people are frightened by this card. It's nothing to be frightened of. It usually means good. Depends what's around it, really, and it's surrounded by good stuff. But these are the negatives. I'm going to tell you good stuff at the end, so don't get worried too much. Now, there is a possibility that some of you, where this man or lady are concerned, are losing each other. You're sort of drifting apart. I'm glad you're watching this, because you can stop that now. You've been forewarned. In most cases, and it won't apply to all of you, take in what resonates for you, ignore what doesn't, or pick a different pack. You can have more than one pack. But some of you may be losing each other, or feel that you're drifting apart, and you may need to put it right. And you can put it right. Believe me, you can. I believe that there's confusion between you. You may be getting the wrong end of the stick about what he or she is thinking. You may be getting the wrong end of the stick about their intentions, what this reading's all about. Their intentions are honourable, but there are a few things trying to tempt them away. It could be an ex-wife, an ex-husband. It could be the family, or there may be religious differences and somebody's trying to cause trouble. But something is tempting him or her to do things they don't really want to do. And it's up to you now if you can sort of convince them that they're being led astray, perhaps. Something similar. There's temptation around them, and there may be temptation around you. I see that for some of you, the man we're looking at is quite a flirt anyway. If it's a man, he may be a bit of a womanizer. For some of you, not all of you, don't panic. If it's a lady, she may be a bit flirtatious as well. So whichever it is, there's indications that they do like the attention of the opposite sex, or maybe the same sex. But they do like it, they do flirt. It doesn't mean they're going to betray you or anything like that, but they do like to be seen about, and they like people to be, well, flirty with them. Now, the biggest one let's tell you the positives, because it's not all negatives. When I mention losing each other, it can also, before we go on, it can also mean that you're losing something, so be careful with your possessions, with your valuables. Don't lend people money and that sort of thing, because you'll lose it. Stick around for the lucky numbers, because they can help you hit the jackpot, so don't worry about that. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so down below, and click the like button if you like it, and share me with your friends and all that. Click the bell icon and you'll be notified every time I upload new videos. And as I said earlier, if you want to ask me questions yourself, stick them down there and I'll answer them next time in the reading in a few days' time. On here, live for you, for everyone to watch. Keep your name secret if you want me to, but put them down below and I'll answer them in a reading next time. And subscribe so you get notified when I do the reading. So I think some of you, it may be negative, it may be positive, but some of you, number two, are thinking about walking away from this man or this lady. You're thinking about giving it up in the coming weeks and months. I don't think you're going to. It doesn't mean you're going to, but you're considering it, because it may be, I just think you're confused. I think that both of you are confused. I think you're misleading each other, not intentionally. I just don't think you're getting each other at the moment. Does that make sense, number two? I can see that it does by your eyes. I can see your eyes. Some of you, okay. Anyway, let's tell you the positives. The big news is here that there are two separate indications that you're quite psychic. So this is a big thing with you. That's probably why you like watching these videos. This comes up in lots of readings. It's not new, but I think you're inspired by the stars. That's indicated by another major arcana card, the star card. This means the stars, to me, in the sky, not the ones in the newspapers. You're inspired by the real planets, the stars, the moon, especially the moon, and especially the sun. So I think you're sun lovers, most of you, and you like to get out in the sun, and it's good for you. It makes you feel good. It makes everyone feel good, doesn't it? But I think you particularly like the sun and the moon and the planets, and that you're interested in them. I believe that you're inspired by dreams at the moment. So if you have psychic ability, number two, take a pen and paper to bed, because I think you're going to have some psychic dreams in the coming weeks. And these psychic dreams often, as I always say, tend to be repetitive. If you keep having the same dream over and over again, the spirit guides are trying to get messages through and you're not getting it, so they keep repeating it. So write them down. You may not know what they mean. They'll be jumbled up rubbish, but the meaning can come to you a few days later. You could be washing the dishes, cleaning the car. You could be at work, you could be in the bath, but the meanings will come to you. So watch out for that, because you're on a very psychic period. Number one was a bit, but this is much bigger. And if you're thinking of giving something up with this man or lady, think it over first. Don't do it straight away. Use your intuition, use your psychic ability, because I think the two of you are mixed up. I believe his or her intentions are honourable, but in some cases, only some cases, they are flirty, okay? And they do like to flirt, and some of them, the men are womanizers, so you may already be aware of that, but it won't apply to all of you. So the message here is this. Try not to lose each other, because it is possible that you could, and it would be a shame. And I think you'll look back in 10 years and think, if only, why didn't we give it a bit more time? If somebody's trying to pull this person away, you may need to do something about it if you can. If you want a private reading with me, go to my website, David Charles Psychic. I'll read to you on the phone from anywhere in the world. I have clients all over the planet. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. If I'm not available, one of my team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. My team are the elite, or they don't get in my team. That's davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can ask me questions down below and I'll answer them next time, as long as I don't get too many, of course. But at the moment, I think you've got some good stuff here. I think your psychic ability will get you through this. If you're thinking about doing something drastic like giving it up, go with the feelings inside, your psychic ability. and trust it. We'll see what the oracle cards have to say now, because they may back up what I've told you. Remember, don't go away without your lucky numbers. They're coming up in a minute. These numbers could change your life forever. These are magic lucky numbers picked by me with my spirit guides just before we started recording, about an hour before. The first oracle card for you, number 2, is a water card. Let's see what it's. I needed the bike for this. Me tandem, it is. Right, this. Oh, that's nice. It's like a fast-running stream, and somebody's built a pile of stones. Right, this one says to you, celebrate a community of friends or a happy announcement. So that's not backing up what I said, but I think it's hinting that something big is coming up. A happy announcement, or happy announcements with an S. Celebrate a community of friends with, or a happy announcement. It means there's some kind of news upcoming. Could be a wedding or something. Could be a christening. Could be someone's birthday. But there's some kind of news up, some kind of party coming up. And you may have a glass or two or something. And it looks like you'll enjoy it as well. It could be yours. It could be one you're invited to. But celebrate. Reason to be cheerful. Number 2. And I think some of you will know what that means. Do you know what it means, number 2? I think you will soon if you don't now. But a celebration is coming. Brilliant. Let's try another one. An earth card this time. These have been shuffled, by the way. And look, a micro, what's it called? A macro shot of a leaf. Looks like it's frosty. I'm not sure if it is. Could just be autumn. Trust your inner strength and reap the benefits. Trust your inner strength. This tells me you have inner strength that we haven't mentioned yet. I think it's maybe your psychic ability, yeah. That's what it is. That's what your inner strength is. Trust your inner strengths and reap the benefits. That's what I think I'm picking up there. You may know different. You may have other strengths that we haven't picked up here. You could be musical or artistic or something like that. Or you may have healing ability. If you've got psychic ability, you'll have healing ability, because the two go together. So, trust your inner strengths and reap the benefits, number 2. I'm sure you know what that means. If it means anything to you, as I said, it won't resonate with all of you. The next one is an earth card. And look, a tunnel of trees. Maybe Photoshop, I don't know. This earth card says to you, number 2, the solution to your problem is forgiveness. Allow it to happen. So has this man been a bit flirty, or she, man or lady? Have I picked up that they've been a bit flirtatious with somebody? Maybe an ex-lover, perhaps. The secret, or the solution to your problem is forgiveness. Allow it to happen. So if you're thinking of walking away, what the spirits are saying to you really is at least consider forgiveness. And it may be that you have to forgive yourself for something as well. You may have done something that you regret, or said something that you regret. And you're holding yourself to blame and being bad or a bit down on yourself. Forgive yourself. That's what it's all about. Don't miss this, because I think you've got a good thing with this man or lady. One more oracle card, then your lucky numbers. This one, pink clouds. Pink clouds in the sky. Each thought leaves an echo. Keep yours positive only from now on. Keep your thoughts positive. Your thoughts leave an echo. They go out to the universe, and then they come back as karma. So keep your thoughts positive. Remember my motto, I'll tell you at the end. So what you have here, number 2, I think, is a cautious reading. You've got to be careful you don't lose something special. If you and this man or lady have a romance going on, I think it could be special when you sort out your confusion. You're at cross purposes. That's what I'm picking up, a lot of you. And it's mendable, it's fixable, so do it. The person may be flirty, maybe, but I think their intentions are good. That's what the question is. The reading is called, what are his true intentions? What are his or her intentions? And I think they're okay. Ask me questions below, I'll answer them next time. And please subscribe. And let's take a look now at your lucky numbers. Now these numbers may be familiar. They could be birthdays, anniversaries, wedding days. You may recognize some of them. These numbers can change your life. You could hit the jackpot. As I keep repeating, if you're going to gamble with these numbers, Do it responsibly. You don't need to gamble much because they're lucky numbers. You don't need to use all 6. I'm going to give you 6 numbers. You may want to use just a couple of them. Something like that. You'll know. And I'll tell you what they are right now, number 2. And your first number is number 10, 11, 18, 27, 28 and 46. If these numbers, do they ring any bells for you, number 2? They could be special, they could be life-changing, you could hit the jackpot. Remember, tell me below. Please subscribe and ask me questions for next time. I'll give you one more time, and they are 10, 11, 18, 27, 28 and 46. These numbers could change your life. I'd love to hear you won the jackpot or the lottery. And as I said, you don't have to use all 6, you can use 2 or 3 of them. It's been so lovely reading for you. Please subscribe and join our little family from all over the world. Getting dark here in North Devon now, so I'm going to get ready for number 3. Before I go, number 2, remember my motto: think lucky and you will be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And of course, I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello. Thank you for staying with me. If you chose number 3, this one is for you. This is called What Are His Intentions? What are their true intentions? Could be a man or a lady. What are his, or these have all been shuffled by the way. What are his intentions? Let's find out. I'm going to do some card readings for you. And then I'm going to do the oracle cards to see if they back up what I've said. And it's a timeless reading, which means you can find it today or next year. It makes no difference when you find this, number 3. If you found this today and you chose it from hundreds of cards really, there will be meanings in here for you somewhere. It won't all resonate with you, but some of it will. Take in what does and ignore what doesn't. And the oracle cards, we'll see if they back up. And then I'm going to give you some lucky numbers. These magic lucky numbers were chosen by me and my spirit guides about an hour before I started the reading. So stick around for your lucky numbers. They could change your life forever. You could hit the jackpot. Remember, if you're going to gamble with my lucky numbers, do it responsibly. Otherwise, you'll get us both into trouble. So, at the end of the readings, I'm doing some questions from last week's reading. And if you want to ask me questions, put them below and I'll answer them in the next reading in a few days. And if you haven't subscribed, please think of doing so. And thank you to all my lovely subscribers throughout the world who have joined our little family. And you're very welcome to join us. So, let me tell you the negatives first, number 3. Let's get rid of the negatives out of the way. Then we do the positives, all the lovely surprises, the lovey-dovey stuff. And I think your negatives are not too bad. Let's get them out of the way. Then we do the positives. There's a bit of jealousy around you. And it may not be yet, but it's coming. So be careful who you trust without being paranoid. Don't tell people all your business. There could be a bit of backstabbing around you. There could be some jealousy. There's certainly some stress around you, number 3. Stress is the growing plague these days, but yours is too high. I'm looking for some of you, number 3, 8 out of 10 for stress, and that's too much. 7 or 8 out of 10. This will mean your levels of sleep are not right. You're probably not gaining. You probably sleep okay, but wake up in the middle of the night and can't get back to sleep, or you wake up in the morning feeling tired. So you're not getting full benefit from your sleep, and that may mean that you're worrying about this man or lady. What are their true intentions? I think your stress levels are too high. You're surrounded by people who are okay, but 1 or 2 of them could be a bit nasty behind your back. If you're a girl, it will be girls. If you're a chap, it will be blokes. So bear that in mind. But that's all I'm telling you is negatives. The positives are coming in a moment. I think if you can get your stress levels down and stop worrying, you'll get to sleep better. You're worrying about something. Something is bothering you, number 3, for some of you. Not all of you. And I feel that you're worrying about something to worry about. It's called free-floating anxiety. When you feel worried or anxious and you can't think why. And it means you're worrying about something. You're a bit of a worrier, that's what it means. Anyway, let's tell you the good news. I think this man may be linked to information. This man or lady could be IT, could be a journalist or a school teacher. Something to do with information for a lot of you. Or I may be picking up you, number 3. There's somewhere in this linked to education or information. Let me know below if I'm right. I think your stress levels are going down. There's a child in the reading, at least one, maybe quite a few. So you may be seeing someone who's got a child or more than one. Or you may be the person that's got a child or more than one yourself, and you may be in a marriage that's breaking up or struggling. That doesn't mean it should, but that may be what you're doing. And I think the thing that is going to bring your levels of stress down, as I often say in these readings, is children or a child. Because in most cases they bring your stress levels up. But in this case, anything to do with the kids or children should bring your levels of stress down. That's good. You may be considering learning something or studying something yourself, maybe night classes, maybe studying art, you may be learning the tarot cards. But something like that. I think the person we're looking at here, what are his intentions? If this is a love thing, I've got to be honest, there's no point doing this, I think you need to get closer. I think your love is, if it's love, you may be giving out more than you're receiving, or the other way around, you may be getting love in more than you're giving out. In other words, you don't really look like Romeo and Juliet at the moment, but I always say they both died anyway, but if you're going to read that book, that's ruining that for you. But I think you and him need to get your stress levels down, or you and her need to get your stress levels down. I think you're both under stress. I think it's causing problems between you. I think he or she is honourable with their intentions, which is the third time, all three readings now. I just think you're both wound up like coiled springs. And if that hasn't happened yet, it's predicted to. So try to keep your levels of stress down. Maybe you need a little break away together for a few days. Or maybe you need to just chill out and calm down. Both of you, you're a bit fraught at the moment. That's what I'm picking up. As I said, it won't resonate with all of you, so don't panic if it's not you. But I think you're learning about each other. You may have been together 40 years, but you're still learning about each other. You may be brand new lovers. You may be just acquaintances and you're hoping that love will develop, because it's not showing here that you're like Cinderella riding off into the sunset on a white horse. But you can. There's nothing to stop that happening. There's no reason, nothing here from Spirit World saying don't do that. They're not saying get rid of him. They're not saying get rid of her. They're not saying that they're dodgy or misleading you or anything like that. But there could be some outside interference that is causing stress. And you could do without it, really. I think you're learning about each other. Once you learn about each other a bit more, learn what's going on in his mind, and I think it's okay, or her mind, then it's okay. Then there will be, I believe, a big knees up, a big celebration, a big one. And I think it could be something very significant. I may be picking up a celebration you're going to, but that you're invited to, but I believe for a lot of you it's your own. This could be an engagement party. It could be an anniversary if you're already married to this person. It could be somebody having a baby. There's some kind of celebration coming up, and you will have, I think it happened in number 2 as well, you'll have a few glasses of something if you drink, or a few soda pops. Soda pops in America? We call it pop here, but you have some fizzy drink, maybe some champagne, but there's a celebration predicted, so it's not a doom and gloom reading all over. It's just, I think you're too stressed. I think he is under stress. He could be having stress from an ex-wife or an ex-lover, but something is causing it. Let me know in the comments below if you would. And if you haven't joined our family, please consider subscribing. Give us a like if you like this. I know it's not the best reading, but it's going to get better. Doesn't mean you don't like it. I'm only the messenger, don't shoot the messenger. But I think things are going to pick up. I think if you're getting advice from an older lady, listen to it. Could be your mum, could be your auntie, could be someone at work. There's an older lady here, if you're a girl. If you're a man, it could be an older chap that's going to give you some words of wisdom. Listen to it. They can be a bit stern sometimes. And you might think, oh, I'm not listening to that. But listen to it. They know what they're talking about. So if it's your mother-in-law, and believe me, mother-in-laws give a lot of good advice. Despite the music hall jokes, if you can get on close with your mother-in-law, you've got it made. And that they're always good to give advice. So don't listen to all the rumours about mother-in-laws being bad, because they're not, in most cases. But it could be your father-in-law, it could be an older chap, but somebody's giving you advice soon, number 3, and I think it's brilliant. And you can always ring me if you want a reading with me on the phone from anywhere in the world. Just go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and you can book me on there, and I'll read from you from anywhere. If you can't get me, if I'm busy, one of the team that work for me will help you, and I only employ the best. My team are the elite, or they don't get in my team. That's davidcharlespsychic.com. And if you want to email me questions in private, do it on there, or put them below and I'll answer them next time. But I think you have here, number 3, confusion, stress, and once you've sorted that out, I know full well for most of you there will be a big celebration. So it ends, it's a happy ending, that's what I think it is. If it's a Mills and Boon novel, you go through all the trauma, and you've been through it a bit recently, but I think, and soon, once you've sorted it out, your stress levels will plummet, you'll feel wonderful, and you'll plan some kind of celebration. If that's not true, then you're going to be invited to one. Let's check the oracle cards before your lucky numbers. Don't go without your lucky numbers. Let's check the oracle cards. We do 4 oracle cards. See if they back up what I've told you. I have to read these. Get the bike out. Right, the first one's a fire card. It looks like a desert overlooking the sea. Is that a desert? I think. So it looks like it. Anyway, let go of the past. That's what it says here. Are you and him being trapped by the past? Let go of the past. Embrace the light and the joy of a new day. Well, that really sums up what I've been saying. Things are going to get better. Get rid of the stress. Get rid of the confusion. Unwind each other. Stop winding each other up. You may be bickering and arguing for nothing and wondering why afterwards. The next day you can't even remember what it's been about. Let go of the past. If you've got ex-husbands and wives, don't hurt anyone, but let them go. Embrace the light and the joy of a new day. It's coming, number 3, believe me. Your lucky numbers may help you, that you could hit the jackpot. This one's an air card, do 4 of these. The clouds over a meadow, how lovely. I like that one. This one says to you, the divine is guiding you in your dreams. Are you listening? This came up in, I think, the number 2, similar to this. So if you're having dreams, number 3, make a note of them, keep a book by the bed. As I said to number 2, they don't always make sense. Dreams can be jumbled up rubbish, but they can have meanings that come to you in the days that follow by. So write them down, especially if they're repetitive. If your dreams are repeating, the spirit guides are trying to get through and you're not getting it, so they keep repeating it. And these dreams will have meanings, so write them down. And I'll read that to you again. The divine is guiding you in your dreams. Are you listening? Listen to them. Listen to the spirits. They're trying to get through. They may come through in daydreams. You could be washing the dishes and then you'll have a daydream. You may be at work. You may be driving the car and daydreaming. Drive safely. You may be in the bath, but there will be dreams coming through. Not always when you're sleeping. You're not sleeping well anyway, I don't think. But look out for dreams and daydreams and work out what they mean. If you don't know what they mean, ask me below and I'll try and translate them for you next time in the next reading in a few days. And if you click the thumbs up thing, click like and click the bell icon, you'll be notified when I upload a new video, if you subscribe, of course. So join our little family and subscribe. Let's try another one. This is an earth card. I'll put my glasses off again. I can't get used to these things. Right. This one is, oh, look at that. It's like a cave with a lagoon in a cave. I find them a bit scary, but I'm not sure I'd like to go in there. Drop your mask and trust what happens will help you move forward. So if you're wearing a mask, it doesn't mean literally, it isn't one of them things that they wear. It means that you may be wearing a mask that's hiding the real you. That's what it means. If you're wearing a mask to please other people, let it go. Drop the mask, drop your guard, and be the real you. Trust what happens, and it will help you to move forward. Remember, there could be a bit of backstabbing around you, so don't let them get too close if you know who that is. But you've had that in the past anyway, and I think you've got over that. It's because they're jealous of you, that's all. So let them be. Stops them being jealous of someone else. Drop your mask and trust that what happens will help you to move forward. I hope you understand that, number 3. And one more earth card this time, looks like. Another one of my favourites, Blossom. Spring is coming. It may not be coming when you watch this video, it could be years from now. Remember, you watch this video when it's time. You don't have to go by the date. It's timeless. When your spirit guides want you to watch this, they will help you to find it. And you chose this from all of these hundreds of cards. This one says to you, the harder you climb, the better the view at the end. Your reward is coming. Everything here looks brilliant. Everything about this reading shows improvement, improvement, improvement. All you have to do is lower your stress levels and calm down with each other. Some of you. I keep repeating that because it doesn't apply to all of you. So let's have that again. The harder you climb, the better the view at the end. So all this effort and work with your love life may be hard, but it's going to be worth it at the end. There will be a celebration, as I said. Your reward is coming. Number 3, I'm going to give you some lucky numbers. These lucky numbers have been chosen by me with my spirit guides just before we started recording today, and these could help you hit the jackpot. They could change your life forever for the better and help you to help other people. Remember, if you're going to gamble with these, you don't need to use all 6, you can use 2 or 3 of them. If you're going to gamble with these numbers, do it responsibly. Don't get us into trouble, please. So let's have a look. Your lucky numbers are number 9, 16, 17, 23, 44 and 45. Do they ring any bells? Birthdays, wedding day, anniversaries, car number plates, addresses you've lived at? Do they ring any bells? These are special numbers, believe me. And I'll give you new lucky numbers every time I do a new reading. So today they are number 9, 16, 17, 23, 44 and 45. I hope I read that right. I think I have. Can't read my own writing. Thank you so much for watching number 3. Please subscribe, click the bell icon, give us a like if you like it, tell your friends about me on Facebook, spread me around a bit. We're trying to get 1,000 subscribers. Well, I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers. You can be one of our lovely family, and thank you to all of my subscribers. I do appreciate it, and I appreciate all your comments below, and I answer all of them. So stick around if you want to hear last week's the questions I'm going to answer in a few minutes after number 4. And I'll get ready for number 4 now. So number 3, thank you so much for watching here in beautiful North Devon. Remember my motto, think lucky and you will be lucky. Think love and you will be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Hello again. Thank you for sticking with me. If you chose number 4, this stack is for you. This is called, what are his true intentions? What are her intentions? Could be a girl, could be a chap. What are their intentions? Let's find out. I'm going to do this reading for you. Then I'm going to do some oracle cards, see if they back up what I've told you. And then I'm going to give you 6 magic numbers, lucky numbers, chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started filming today. These 6 numbers could help you win the jackpot, could change your life forever and your loved ones. Stick with me for the lucky numbers at the end. Don't go without them. And don't forget, this is a timeless reading, so you can find it today, next week, next year. It makes no difference when you find this reading. You'll find this reading when your spirit guides want you to find it. So if you've chosen it from these hundreds of cards, these cards here, there will be a meaning here for you somewhere, number 4. It won't all resonate with all of you. Some of you might mean nothing at all, but if it doesn't resonate, pick out what does and ignore what doesn't, or choose another stack. You can have 2 or 3 stacks, not just one. But thank you for staying with me, and let's find out here in North Devon the negatives first. I'm going to give you the negatives first, get them out of the way, and then we do all the lovely positives. And it is a positive reading, I'll tell you straight away. Let's get rid of the negatives. And the first negative here is that you may be having trouble with a woman who could be a bit of a bully. Is there somebody at work who's got it in for you? If you're a man, it could be a man, by the way, but I think a lot of you watching this are ladies, and there could be a woman heading your way, you may not have met her yet, who could be a bit spiteful, so watch it. There could be more than one of them. There may be a group of them who are picking on you, and you mustn't let them do it. You tell me and I'll sort them out for you. But don't be putting up with bullies, and don't be putting up with a woman or women who can be spiteful and nasty. They're predicted, and you may already know them. If not, they're coming. There's also a man heading your way who travels a lot, could be up and down the country. He could travel abroad. He's arrogant and big-headed and spiteful. He can be bad-tempered. I hope it's not the one we're looking at. I don't think it is. But these are people, this one will really drive you mad, this chap, so watch out for him. If you're a man, this could be a woman. So if you're a woman, it's going to be a chap. So watch out for that. The rest of it, I think, is very positive. Let's tell you any more negatives. I can't really see any more negatives. What you have, you may be juggling with money. That's nothing to do with the title of the reading, but it could be linked to the man. You may be planning something big together. I'm going to come to that in a minute. Trust me, this is a very positive reading, number 4. So, if you're juggling with money, it doesn't mean you're struggling. Some of you may be, of course, but it may mean you're taking money out of one place and putting it somewhere else to try and make ends meet, or juggling, robbing Peter to pay Paul. But there's no warnings about that. There's no warnings about the man or lady we're looking at. Their intentions are honourable. And I'll tell you now the good stuff, because this reading is so positive that I believe that you and him, or you and her, could actually be soulmates. And that is not something I say very often. Soulmates, believe it or not, are quite rare. Everyone thinks they're with a soulmate, but not many people really are. Don't forget, your brother or sister can be your soulmate. It doesn't always mean your partner or your lover. This man or lady is about to come up with an idea. In the next weeks or months ahead, they could make you a serious romantic offer. Now, you could already be married to this person. You could be married years. But they could be making an offer that's quite significant, and it's romantic. It's lovey-dovey. And I love love stories, and this is one of them. If it's someone you already know and you've been with for a while, it could be that you're rekindling an old love and making it new again, which is brilliant. If you're new to this person, you may find that you're starting off as friends, just friends, nothing else. And then one day you look in each other's eyes and you realize that you're in love. And it's turned out to be more than just friendship. I see nothing wrong with it. There's no warnings. The spirit world are not saying get rid of him or her, and they do sometimes. I'll go so far as to say that I think you two may be soulmates. I think you're made for each other. If it's a love thing we're looking at, I may be looking at a man you're thinking of opening a business with. It doesn't have to be a lover, but if it is, then I think you've got it made. I really do. There's money coming your way. There's a new beginning coming your way. A sum of money coming your way that could be linked to this man. Perhaps he's a millionaire, or she. It's got something to do with it. The reading messages from Spirit World are quite specific here, number 4, and that is that you're going to be rich. Now, that could be the lucky numbers, but richness usually means richness in your heart, in there. What would make you feel rich, number 4? Any idea? Because whatever it is, it's coming. I believe for most of you it's true love. And that, as I said, I keep saying, isn't very common in readings to this extent. It's really big in this one. New beginnings. There could be a massive offer to you. There's celebration coming up. Could be a party. Could be a wedding. There's a joining together predicted. If it's not a love thing, it could be a business partner. But there's a joining together predicted here. Avoid people that want to bully you, and you'll be okay. And there's travel in the reading as well, possibly overseas. And we're filming this today, or I'm filming this today, in the middle of the COVID lockdown in England, in North Devon. Beautiful North Devon, not far from the sea. But when you read this, when you watch this reading, it could be 10 years from now, but there's travel coming through soon. Anyway, these restrictions won't last forever. They'll soon be over. Trust me, there's travel in the reading if you want it. I believe that the man we're looking at has ideas coming your way. Don't say anything, because it could be a surprise. You don't want to spoil the surprise. But he could be proposing marriage. If you're already married, he could be proposing something that's very, very special. Please let me know below, because I am interested to know. And if you hit the jackpot with my lucky numbers, let me know as well. If you want a private reading with me on the phone, go to my website davidcharlespsychic.com and I'll read to you from anywhere in the world. If you can't get me, if I'm busy, one of my team that work for me will help you, and they are the best. I only employ the best. If they're not the best, they don't get in my team. It's simple as that. So that's davidcharlespsychic.com. If you want to ask me a private question, well, private, down there, I'll answer it next time in the reading, because we're doing viewers' questions after this number 4. Let's sum this up. You're going to be rich in the heart. You could be rich in money, could be the lucky numbers. You've got to avoid bullies or women that are not nice if you're a girl, or men that are not nice if you're a bloke. You're going to receive an offer from a man who's romantic, or a woman who's romantic, who also travels, by the way, a lot. I think they're romantic. I think they will treat you, if you're a lady, they will treat you like a princess. If you're a man, then she will treat you like her prince, like a rock, like Prince Charming. This is very, very lovey-dovey reading. I love it. I love it. So if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Click the like button if you like it so far. And join our lovely family of subscribers, and then you can ask me questions down below and I'll answer them next time. Click the bell icon if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. And now I'm going to look at some oracle cards for you and see if they back up this wonderful reading, because it is. It's the best I've seen for a while, as far as romance goes. What the question is, what are his intentions or her intentions? They're good. They intend to do something special with you. This first card is a water card. These have been shuffled. This is looking through a steamy window to the rain, I think. How cozy that is. And outside, the autumn leaves are turning brown. So, it says, are you missing an opportunity? Is something staring in your face that you're missing? Don't miss out on something. Open your eyes to the possibilities. This is saying optimism. That's the word I'm thinking of. Are you missing opportunities? Please do not. If something pops up, grab it with both hands, because it's good. Open your eyes to the possibilities. You may be surrounded by stuff that's really nice and not seeing the wood for the trees. Think about it. What are your positives? Think about it. I'm sure you know number 4 what they are. Let's try another one, another water card. In fact, they're all water cards. It's strange. This one, taken by a surfer or something. I said travel was in the reading. This one says the deep blue sea washes away your cares and concerns. Are you going to the seaside? Are you going to the coast? Are you going surfing? If you're not, then lay on the couch, close your eyes, and imagine you're on a lovely beach by the sea. Listen to the waves. You can get CDs or YouTube with wave noises, I think. And the sounds of the sea wash away your cares and your concerns. And I don't think you've got anything to be concerned about, because everything, romantically, everything looks fantastic. Another water card. Looks like an angel, or something similar to that. She's on the back as well of every card. So, things not turning out how you'd hoped, that's the question. Try to see the positives in the situation. A bit like this last one, isn't it? It means you've got positives, and you may be only seeing the negatives, and that's not good. You need to see the positives around you, number 4. You're surrounded by good things, and they're getting better, trust me. As I keep saying, it won't apply to all of you. Ignore what doesn't and take in what does, or choose a different stack. You can have more than one stack. But for the moment, if things are not turning out how you'd hoped, try to see the positives in the situation, because it's going to improve. It is going to improve, number 4. Especially if it's a love thing. Last one. Somebody's built some stones on the tide, which I think looks like it might be coming in to knock them over. This one, allow your mind, body and soul to flow intuitively. That tells me you're quite psychic, number 4. Everyone's quite psychic, but they don't all look at it. But yours is quite, I think it's asking you, the spirit guides are asking you to see your psychic gift and trust your intuition. If things feel good, they're probably going to be. If things feel bad, then they're probably going to be. But this reading doesn't show anything bad, except maybe a bully around you. So allow your mind, body and soul to flow intuitively, number 4. I'm sure you know what that means. And now I'm going to give you 6 lucky numbers chosen by me with my spirit guides before we started filming today. If you're going to gamble with these numbers, do it responsibly, don't get us into trouble. You can use them for lotteries, for horse racing, casinos. These numbers really could change your life, so you may want to write them down. And your lucky numbers are 17, 25, 38, 41, 42 and 46. Do they ring any bells? Number 4? Wedding days, birthdays, days your children were born, places you worked at, addresses you lived at, car number plates maybe, divorce dates. They could mean anything, they could mean nothing at all, but they will mean something soon. These numbers could change your life for the better. You could hit the jackpot. Let me know below if you do, please. I'll give them you one more time. 17, 27, 38, 41, 42 and 46. Remember, if you're going to gamble, do it safely and responsibly. It's been such a pleasure talking to you, number 4. I'm so pleased with this reading because it's one of the best I've seen. And from here in North Devon in the UK, I'll say goodbye. I'm going to get ready now to answer the viewers' questions, which you can ask down below and I'll answer them next time for you. And remember my motto, number 4. Think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye. Thank you for sticking with me. Now I'm doing a new project today called Viewers' Questions. People asked me questions below last time, and I'm going to try and answer a couple of them now. If you want to ask me a question after this reading, pop it down below, subscribe if you can, and I'll answer it for you in my next reading in a few days' time, as long as there's not too many. If you don't want me to mention your name, just put it as anonymous, but ask me anything you want. Love life, money, career. I'll take a look at it and I'm going to try and answer it for you next time, as I'm going to do with these now. Let's have a look at these. The first question is from Miss Honeylove, MS, Ms. Honeylove. See what I mean about not possibly being the real name? Anyway, this Miss Honeylove, Ms. Honeylove wants to know about her love life in 2021. Now I looked at this for you, Ms. Honeylove, and I think your love life is a bit out of balance. I believe, as so often is the case, that you're reeling from past problems. I think the two of you, if you haven't met yet, are going to be on an uneven keel. It appears to me that you will be giving out more love than you're getting in, which is so often the case. It's very rare they're the same. If you can balance that out, you'll be okay. But it seems to me that you're ringing or texting this person and you're doing all the instigating, and that really, well, I can't advise, it's not my business, but I suppose I should say it's not really very good. I think, Ms. Honeylove, you need to get as much back out of this as you're putting into it. It seems to me that you're the one doing all the running, and as 2021 progresses, July is your best month. There's no question about it. July, maybe August and September, but July particularly. If you've got any big plans for your love life, they should come to fruition in July. So I think as you get towards the end of the year, the autumn time, you may even out this stuff if you can, and you may find that you're getting as much love in as you're giving out. You can always have a reading with me. Give us a ring on my website, or you can book me on my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, and have a reading with me on the phone from anywhere on the planet. So, Ms. Honeylove, for 2021, don't give out more love than you're getting in. Try and keep it on an even keel. Try and get things fair. Otherwise, if this person can get away with that, he or she will. And they may be taking you for granted a bit, and I wouldn't like that for you. So I hope that helped you, Miss Honeylove, Ms. Honeylove. Next question is from Sarah, and she wants to know, what do my co-workers think of me? Well, I looked at this for you, Sarah, and I think at first they were a bit funny, a bit strange, like you were from another planet or another town. But I think as you're going forward now into the year ahead, you're going to get so much closer than you thought, and I think they will respect you. There's going to be one or two that don't. I think there's a bit of jealousy around. It's usually, if you're a lady, that they're jealous of your beauty or your looks, but they may be jealous of your skills as well. So you're going to get a bit of that. I think you'll even that out as long as you're aware of it, that you're creating amongst just a minority a bit of jealousy. Your co-workers will respect you. They'll respect you. I didn't say they'll love you, but they will respect you. But I think most of them are going to be fine with you. If you're from out of town and working somewhere strange or out of the county and they're looking at you as an outsider, that will change. You will be accepted, Sarah. And I think what they think of you is your question. At the moment, it may not be as good as you'd like it, but it's going to improve. That's what I've got for you, Sarah. And I think, well, thank you for the question. If you want to ask a question below, anybody, and I'll answer it next time in my viewers' questions time. Last question for today is from Tanya. What is my boyfriend thinking of me now? If I had £1 for every time I answer this question. What is my boyfriend thinking of me now? It's a bit like Miss Honeylove, actually, because it seems to me that it's worse, because you're doing all the running again. And I think he thinks you're a bit too easy, that he can push you around a bit, and you mustn't let him. Not physically, I don't mean he's going to push you around physically, but I think if you decide you want something or to go somewhere, he'll only go there if he wants to do it. So I think he's a bit selfish. I hope I'm wrong about this. Well, I know I'm not wrong, but Tanya, I think your boyfriend thinks you're an easy pushover when it comes to making decisions. I think he's calling all the shots in the months ahead, and he won't be, because you're going to stop it now, aren't you? I think, Tanya, your boyfriend thinks that you're a bit soft. I think he knows you've been hurt in the past, and I know you've been hurt in the past, and he thinks he can get away with murder, but you're going to stop that now. Let me know below how that goes. So, Miss Honeylove, Sarah and Tanya, thank you so much for your questions. If you would like me to answer a question for you, any of you out there, subscribe, of course, and put them below, and click the bell icon, the like thing, and click the bell icon, and you'll be notified when I upload new videos. For now, thank you all of you, 1, 2, 3 and 4, if you're still watching, for tuning in to me here in North Devon in the UK. It's been so lovely reading for you. I really love it, especially love readings. They're so nice. Remember my motto, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved, and I love every one of you. Catch you later. Bye-bye.